At this time, it gives us great pleasure to introduce our 2001-2002 FFA chapter officer team. They are the real deal, real leaders with real ambition and real pizzazz.
First, our sentinel, Leslie Kretschmar. She is up-tempo, full of energy, and ready to get the job done. A real spark plug, Leslie Kretschmar.
She is in the know. Makes sure our chapter is in the headlines and works behind the scenes to provide real public relations. Tracy Jones, the reporter.
The treasurer, Randy Scott. She believes in leadership for ourselves and respect for others. Making sure our financial operations are well in the dark. A real asset to our officer team, Randy Scott.
Next, our secretary, Bonnie Scott. Corresponding with others in the interest of our chapter makes bonding a real necessity in our chapter's success. Energized 24/7, our secretary, Bonnie Scott.
Next, a second in command, our Vice President, Crystal Maggard. With a real let's get things done attitude, Crystal provides great support to our officer team and real chapter Vice President Crystal Maggard.
And President Day, Dustin Scott, the man who wears many hats, talented, versatility, and real capability here. Dynamic leadership and always with a vision. These things best describe our president. The real ingredient which makes this officer team explosive. The main man, our president, Dustin Scott.
The banquet hall will come to order. We are now holding the 2002 Parent Member Banquet. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine they are at their stations, and report back to you, Mr. President. Station, by door. Your duty, sir, through this door, perhaps as many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to look for open to our friends at all times, unless they are alone. I care for readers and paraphernalia. I strive to keep her comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The reporter.
Station by the flag. I love the flag, as the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to Puerto Rico and the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Thank you, buddy. In Washington.
Your duty, sir?
I keep a record of repeating person just as Washington ever parliament, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Station by the year of corn. Your duty, sir? I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asking advice from time to time and keep right. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and rival with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why don't you allow me to say?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soul. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist in directing the work of our organization and preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Vice President of the station.
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of darkness and selfishness into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Mr. President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
I'm pleased to announce that at this, our annual parent member banquet, there are 31 members and 67 guests present. Mr. President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this banquet of the Thackville FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matter which may properly be presented. Good evening. On behalf of the Thackville FFA chapter, I am honored to welcome you as parents, members, and guests to the 2002 Parent Member Banquet. Through the FFA, schools are given the means to assist students in developing personal growth, career success, and premier leadership through agricultural education. The FFA organization enables many students to develop a vision for their future and work toward reaching it. FFA chapters are in unremitting need of your assistance, and therefore would not be able to operate if it were not for the support of their communities. Tonight, we are going to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of our chapter, as well as the many individuals who support their efforts. As you will see tonight, there are many individuals who benefit from your generosity. We ask that you continue to set examples for us to follow, and know by doing so, you are allowing us to influence many future generations. Again, I would like to welcome you here this evening, and thank you for your involvement in our success. Together, we can make it real. Thank you. Now I would like to call upon Crystal Maggard to introduce our special guest.
It is my pleasure to introduce our special guests that are present with us tonight. We are very pleased to have Senator Johnny Crutchfield present with us. I'm also pleased to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. John Leslie. We are also honored to have our honorary members, past president, and past state degree recipients. A list of these can be found in your program. There are also numerous members of our Board of Education, faculty, administration, joining us tonight. Please join me in a round of applause for all of our special guests. At this time, I would like to call forward my fellow members to introduce themselves, their parents, and their dates. Please hold your applause to all have been presented. My name is Crystal Maggard, and my parents are Daryl and Melinda Maggard.
My name is Dustin Scott. My parents are Bob and Charles Scott. My dad is Benjamin Murray.
My name is Bonnie Scott. My parents are Gary and Eva Scott.
My name is Tracy Jones. My parents are Kathy and Michael Jones. I'm Raymond Scott, and my parents are Gary and Eva Scott. I'm Leslie Crutchfield. My parents are Deborah Crutchfield and Dennis Pat Crutchfield. I'm Nikki Powers, and my dad's John Powers. I'm Lindsay Fox. My parents are Tommy Fox and Robin Fox, and my dad is Scott.
I'm Jenny Haynes, and my parents' names are Linda and Charlie.
My name is Cody Sutton. My parents are Cindy and Carl Ellis, and my dad is Justin. My name is Emily. My parents and my parents are Laura and Randy. My name is Rebecca Westra, and my parents are Rose and Kate Westra.
My name is Jeremiah Cummings, and my parents are Sandy and Jesse Cummings.
My name is Jesse Reeves. My parents are Monty and Rita Reeves. My next son is Chris.
My name is Jacob Wiley, and my father's name is Michael Wiley. My name is Jason Case, and my parents are Chief and Chief. My name is Sam Westra, and my parents are Russ and King Westra. My name is Doug Carter. My name is Jason Davis.
My name is Roger Knight. My parents are not Nicholas. My name is Eric Johnson. My mother's name is Emily Cole.
My name is Ashley Molly, and my parents are Ross.
My name is Aaron Randall. And my parents are John and Brett.
My name is Stevie
Johnson, and my parents are Amy and Randy Owens.
My name is Brandon Over. My parents are Donna, Scott, and Donna.
Please join me in a round of applause for our parents and parents.
At this time, I'd like to present our chapter officers for the Green Hand FFA degree ceremony. Mr. President, I have the application of the students enrolled in agricultural extension for candidates for the Green Hand FFA degree.
Our Constitution outlines minimum qualifications for this degree. We shall determine if these candidates qualify. Madam Secretary, do all candidates have satisfactory plans or programs to supervise agricultural experience?
They have.
Have all these candidates met all other minimum qualifications in Article 6, Section B of the National Constitution?
Yes, Mr. President.
The Secretary will please read the names of the successful candidates.
Leslie Kretschmeyer, Ashton Bowley, Aaron Brandel, Rebecca Wester, Bobby Knott, Stephen Dawson, Chris Gordon, Alex Egan, and Eric Smith.
Candidates, you're about to receive this chapter Green Hand degree. We hope you will strive to further develop your ability through activities through the participation in FFA.
The vacant leads of the FFA members are outlined in the FFA crew, which will now be presented by Green Hand members Leslie Kretschmeyer. I believe in the future of agriculture with a faith born not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won by the present and past generation of agriculturalists. In the promise of better days through better ways, even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us from the struggles of former years. I believe that to live and work on a good farm, or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits, is pleasant as well as challenging. For I know the joy that is comfort of agricultural life, and hold an inborn fondness for those associations which, even in hours of discouragement, I cannot deny. I believe in leadership from ourselves and respect from others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly with such knowledge and skill as I can secure, and in the ability of progressive agriculturalists to serve our own and the public interest in producing and marketing the products of our soil. I believe in less dependence on begging and more power in bargaining, in the lack of funding and enough honest wealth to help make it so for others as well as myself, and less need of charity and more of it when needed, and being happy myself and playing square with those whose happiness depends upon me. I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best tradition of our national life, and that I can exert an influence in my home and community which will stand solid for my part in that inspiring task. Thank you.
Will the candidates please join Leslie and I on the stage? I hope that you will always carry the spirit of the creed in your hearts and the words in your memory.
Career development is a lifelong process. Your activities in this organization will help you acquire the ability to cooperate with others for the benefit of all. A good attitude and respect for the rights of others are essential for success in life. The vast agricultural complex forms the foundation of American economy. You have chosen well by your expression and interest in future career is this, our nation's largest middle and community. By your enrollment in agricultural education, you have taken an important step toward being a useful citizen in our democracy. May you, like George Washington, use your talents and training to the betterment of yourself and your fellow man. The FFA is a national organization of young women and men preparing for careers in agriculture. I am proud to add the names to the well-respectable chapter of Oklahoma Association and the national organization. Success in a career and in life is largely the result of sound education and willingness to work. Without labor, we accomplish little. Unless our labor is directed by intelligent thinkers, we accomplish nothing.
The FFA organization practices agricultural leadership, citizenship, and cooperation. If you develop your abilities, you may become a leader in this organization. We need you. The country needs strong leaders. We now welcome you as Green Hands. Star Grant for 2002.
Star Awards go to outstanding members at each degree level. The first level of Star Awards is the Star Grant. This award goes to the chapter's most active first-year member who has conducted a strong supervised agriculture experience project, who has demonstrated leadership, and who has developed knowledge of the FFA organization. There were several freshman members who received consideration for this award, all very active over the year and have outstanding promise for the years to come, and we hope to see them continue their success. However, only 2 have been selected as co-winners. I am proud to announce the recipients of the Star Grant Award were Leslie Kretschmeyer and Stevie Dawson. Please come forward to accept the award. Please join me in another round of applause. Would Leslie Kretschmeyer now come forward to present the Outstanding Service Award?
At this time, I would like to announce the Outstanding Service Award. This award is given to individuals who have helped us throughout this particular school year. This award is given to 2 important individuals. The 2 individuals have assisted our chapter greatly. The first individual we would like to recognize is Melanie Jack. She has served as a sponsor and driver to this year's national convention. She's a very active member in our FFA Booster Club. She has performed many outstanding services throughout this year. So at this time, we'd like to have her come forward and receive this award for our appreciation for her outstanding service. The next individual to receive this award will be Terry Clark. She has accompanied our chapter on numerous activities and trips, including our prison tour, as well as the state FFA convention. She is also a member of our booster club. She is always there when needed. She has also assisted in the organization and preparation for a number of events and activities this year. It gives me great pleasure to honor Terry Clark with this outstanding service award. Terry has class tonight, and would Wayne please come forward to accept it for Terry? Oh. Join me in one more round of applause. Would Randy please come forward to present the Distinguished Service Award?
It is my honor to announce the Distinguished Service Award. This award is presented to an individual who has exhibited great leadership and support to the operation of our FFA Booster Club. John Randall has served this year as our 4-H and FFA Booster Club president. Through his efforts, our Booster Club was able to lend outstanding support to our 4-H and FFA students. He has worked diligently throughout the year to ensure the success of our operation. The Booster Club offers our students support in a number of ways, many of which you will witness today. At this time, would Mr. Randall please come forward and accept his plaque as a token of our appreciation?
John is not in attendance this evening. His son Aaron will accept the award.
At this time, the chapter officers will announce the 2002 Chapter FFA.
Mr. President, it is my privilege to announce that 10 members were candidates for the chapter FFA group.
Our Constitution sets up minimum qualifications which must be met before members advance to a higher degree. Madam Secretary, will you please read the names of these candidates?
Tracy Jones, Emily Munkers, Jeremiah Kennedy, Chad Gilbert, Bonnie Scott, Cody Sutton, Tessie Cole, Larry Hall, Candace Middlesetter, and Chance Sears.
Madam Secretary, have all candidates met or exceeded these standards?
They have. Fellowship and brotherhood are desirable aspects of a full and satisfying life. Your many friends in the FFA share with you the satisfaction of your achievements. May you continue to advance the FFA.
We enjoy many benefits through the FFA. It is important that all of you inform others about this organization so that it is influence and engagement that contribute back to Indian law. Let us work together to build a better America.
FFA members learn the importance of sound financial practices. The skills you are developing in keeping records and accounts will be valuable assets to you throughout life. May you use this training to support yourself, your family, and worthy activities of your community.
You have earned the highest degree of a tax and so on member. As secretary, it is my pleasure to inscribe you on our permanent records. May we continue to integral role and development in our organization.
Money is worth a passion, certain satisfaction, and is a reward of investment in position. Our forefathers worked hard to transform America from a wilderness to a great nation. Your attainment of this degree demonstrates your willingness to work. You have done well and have taken a major step towards fulfilling your goals in the FFA.
Those who succeed best in life, regardless of occupation, know the means whereby the great problems may be solved. Ignorance leads to neglect, want, waste, and poverty, while wisdom leads to industry, productivity, and happiness. You have studied and learned in order to earn this degree. Every worthwhile recognition carries with it additional responsibility. Your increased leadership ability should be reflected by your further involvement in the activities of our family.
Would the candidates please come forward? The pins in line of each chapter FFA degree is made of silver. Just as there are metals more precious than silver, there are more precious laurels to be won in our organization. The golden charm of the state FFA degree and the golden key of the American FFA degree await those who earn them. It is our hope that you reach these higher goals in our organization. I am pleased to present each of you with a silver pin of the chapter FFA degree. I will now call upon Randy Scott to present the STAR chapter of the faith.
The STAR Chapter FFA degree recipient is selected from our members above premium level, essentially sophomore and junior members. The criteria for this award is a member with the most outstanding supervised project, outstanding leadership, participates in chapter activities, and excellent academic achievement. We had several members who received consideration for this award, and it is my pleasure to announce this year's STAR Chapter FFA degree recipient. Would Bonnie Scott please come forward and accept this flag for all of her participants? Now I'd like to introduce Tracy Jones to present the proficiency awards.
The next
students are becoming recognized in the following areas. Please hold your applause until all have been announced. As I call your name, please come forward and remain standing. Agnew Cannon, Chase and Page. Also in Agnew Cannon, Brandon Sampson. In Ag Processing, Cody Sutton. In Ag Sales, Jeremiah Cummins. In Meat Production, Dustin Scott. Also in Meat Production, Chad Gilchrist. Diversifying Livestock Production, Crystal Ryder. Also in Diversified Agriculture Production, Dustin Scott. Outdoor Recreation, Chrissy Brown. Also in Outdoor Recreation, Eric Stinson. In Sheep Production, Crystal Maggard. In Swine Production, Stacey Page. Also in Swine Production, Randy Scott. Landscape Management, Bobby McKnight. Also in Landscape Management, Stevie Dobson. In Ag Communication, myself, Tracy Jones. In Environmental Science, Lonnie Scott. Also in Environmental Science, Jan Haynes. Econ Science, Brandon Grover. Also in Econ Science, Ashley Golding. In Wildlife Management, Sam Musher. Also in Wildlife Management, Chance Stevenson. In Public Speaking, Leslie Crutchheim. Home and Community Development, Crystal Maggard. Also in Home and Community Development, Jamie Haynes. In Vegetable Production, Jacob Wiley. Also our proficiency and Creek speakers are Leslie Freshmeyer, Matthew Rowley. Aaron Randall. Stevie Dobson. Chris Forson. Bobby McKnight. Rebecca Westrom. begin a round of applause for the Mr. Lennox, please come forward and support the leadership of the
Thank you, Tracy. We'd like to recognize some students in their leadership activities this school year. First, our chapter officers, who, by the way, we need to really do a great job of conducting our ceremony and banquet tonight. You give those chapter officers. They attended the chapter officers leadership training conference in Oklahoma City back earlier in the year, and they did not come forward, but we recognize them at their table, and if you just remain seated. That was Dustin Scott, Randy Scott, Bonnie Scott, and Tracy Jones attending that conference. Give them a round of applause one more time. At the National Convention, and we did certainly appreciate Wayne attending the convention with us, making that grueling trip, and give her the outstanding service that she certainly deserved that. But attending the National Convention this year, taking in those sites and that leadership training was Dustin Scott, Bonnie Scott, Stevie Dobson, Jason Cage, Crystal Maggard, Tracy Jones, Leslie Freshmeyer, and Jamie Haynes. Give those students a round of applause. Play for Excellence. It's a intense workshop for the weekend in Oklahoma City. They really rubbed elbows with some of the students in the FFA and to come back home with a lot of leadership and a lot of insight. Mr. Lashley also actually operates some of those conferences nationwide, employed by the National Association, and he was on hand for this Make for Excellence conference before he ever came to us as a student teacher. But attending the Make for Excellence was Bonnie Scott, Eric Stinson, Stevie Dobson. Let's give those students a round of applause. And on that same weekend, the Advanced Leadership Development, that was for the upperclassmen who possibly already got to do the Make for Excellence. But we also had attendees to that, and I have that as Dustin Scott and Jamie Haynes. Is that correct, Dustin and Jamie? Must be. I was thinking we had 3 to that. The Advanced Leadership Development Conference, Dustin Scott and Jamie Haynes. Our prison tour, and we did bring everyone we took back with us. We take this tour to Big Mac, McAllister, or to Joseph Hart, Senator Crutchfield. We think it's a really good way to open our eyes to some character education. And our students, I think, do come home with enlightened, and some of the inmates actually talk to them one-on-one, give them a little insight about how their life has gone up to this point, maybe why they're there. But this year we went to Joseph Park, had a good time, 38 members. We won't read all those names, but we certainly think those young people came home with something from our prison tour, and we give those a round of applause for those 38 members. Just a week or so ago at the state convention, we were accompanied by, I think, 4 other adults. Appreciate them serving as sponsors and guidance for young people at the state convention. Those attending as students were Dustin Scott, Bonnie Scott, Nancy Fox, Jamie Haynes, Jason Gage, Stevie Dobson, Crystal Maggard, Randy Scott, Leslie Freshmeyer, Nikki Powers, Chad Kilgrease, and both. And join me around the applause for them. And at the Washington Leadership Conference last summer, we had 2 of our students enjoyed the leadership conference in Washington, D.C. You can imagine that is a really high-powered conference, and certainly rubbed elbows with some of the elites throughout the nation. We would especially like to thank Dan for helping put that together, helping get those students to the Washington Leadership Conference in more ways than one, and bring them back safely also. Lots of help in the area. Some of you probably sitting here in this room have sponsored this trip. Those attending the Washington Leadership Conference was Dustin and Randy Scott, and Representative Stanley sent along his apologies that he couldn't be here. I believe he's fixing few times he hasn't been at our banquet, but he did send along citations from the House of Representatives, recognizing those young people for attending the Worship Leadership Conference. Randy and Dustin, let's give them a round of applause. And lastly, on our leadership recognition, upcoming in June, the Noble Foundation, Ardmore, sponsors the Adventure each summer. We had 3 applications to the Adventure camp, and successfully placed all 3 of our students. This was out of 57 applications, I believe, and they only selected 24 young people from throughout the entire region, which goes into North Texas. Their service region is pretty vast, much of the state of Oklahoma. But Team Adventure in June will be Chris Miller, Dustin Scott, and Randy Scott, and that is a very nice honor for them to be selected for the Adventure. Give them a round of applause. And if officers would assist me, I believe we have some special awards. As I said, these are falling into the category of special awards. If you get one of these, just get it right up here and get it, because it's quite an honor that we recognize you.
The first special award this year goes to a young man. Sam Wester was challenged this year to improve his neatness and organization. His backpack went from a trash dumpster to the picture of neatness. He has become the ultimate organized ag student. However, he has not changed all of his ways. He still carries that wrinkled up picture of Alicia in his newly organized backpack. Sam wins the ultimate organized ag student award.
Chance Stevenson has voiced his concern about air quality, fire safety, and needs of others. Even though we do realize actions speak louder than words, we would like to present him with the Smokey the Bear Award.
Craig Wilson has to be labeled the most improved ag student. This year, his cooperation, his behavior, his time on task have all improved. Mr. Lemons and all the other teachers can actually find Craig this year. Congratulations, Craig. Craig is not here tonight, but he will get this award. This award goes to Will Clark. He had more black eyes this year than Tanya Harding. We suggest a Mike Tyson workshop this summer. He'll be ready for a take.
Why are blonde jokes so easy to understand? So the redheads can understand them. Do you get it? I didn't think so. This year's blonde award goes to Rebecca Western.
Certainly some special awards. Had a lot of fun with those. Make light of the things that happen during the year. I have another special set of awards, so you guys will bear them a little later. I'd like to introduce again officers to present the honorary degrees.
pleasure to receive honorary members into the FFA. The purpose of this ceremony is to recognize from time to time the efforts of others made in our behalf. Madam Secretary, please read the section of the National Constitution which provides for honorary membership.
Honorary membership. Farmers, school superintendents, principals, members of the Board of Education, chapter advisors, teachers, staff members of agricultural education, business people, and others who have rendered outstanding service may be elected to honorary membership by a majority vote of the members present in any regular meeting or convention.
Madam Secretary, will you introduce those who have received this honor?
Mr. President, members and guests, I'm pleased to read the following names: Gary and Neil Scott.
Would Gary and Dina Scott please come forward?
Gary and Dina Scott are receiving this year's honorary FFA degree for their unselfish support to our FFA chapter and its mission. They have been very active members of our FFA booster club for several years. Both have provided transportation and sponsorship many a time to events such as Victory Field Days, state and national conventions, livestock shows. Both Gary and Dina have assisted with livestock projects and have made several donations to our booster club related to livestock show support. In summary, they have greatly supported our members and our organization in more ways than we can actually list tonight. We appreciate their years of service and support to our chapter.
I welcome you as friends of the FFA. It is my privilege as Sentinel to extend to each of you the degree of honorary membership.
As reporter, I am pleased to inform you that the FFA is a national youth organization whose purpose is to develop agricultural leadership. Welcome to membership. Your contribution as a useful citizen in our democracy serves as an example for our members to follow. As treasurer, I welcome you to our organization.
The FFA is council and government is recognized with us. It is my pleasure as secretary to add your names to our roll of honorary members.
As Vice President, I welcome you to the FFA. I would inform you that our members learn to appreciate the dignity of labor. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much.
On behalf of every member, I wish to say that we are proud to have you as honorary members. May this affiliation be valuable to all. I impress upon you that we look to you for counsel and guidance. It is because of the great respect we have for you that you have been elected as honorary members. May we always confer on you honorary membership in the Fackville chapter and present you with this token of membership. Crystal will now present the Bobby Lee Chairman Memorial Scholarship Award.
The Bobby D. Thurman Memorial Showmanship Award is awarded each year to the most outstanding sheep showman of the year. This year's recipient has been very active in showing and raising sheep. The student makes well over 30 shows a year, both in Texas and Oklahoma. He has exhibited a number of first-place animals and has won numerous showmanships, winning grand at the Fairfield Invitational, Blue Ridge Holiday Classic, and Grayson County Fair, just to mention a few. This student has also exhibited grand champion and reserve grand champion this year at Texas shows. Has represented our livestock program tremendously. It is my pleasure to present Wade Thompson with this year's Bobby D. Thurman Showmanship Award. At this time, will the Butcher Club officers come forward to present their awards.
for 2 submissions for a total of $400. The scholarship is based on leadership, academics, participation in activities, and the submission of a written essay. It is my privilege at this time to announce the recipient of 2002 scholarship, Ms. Lindsay Fox. The Booster Club also awards jackets to livestock exhibitors who have won either grand or reserve grand during the show season, or breed champion at the district show. At this time, would Wade Thompson and Lindsay Fox come to the front? Wade this year had grand champion lamb at the Blue Ridge Classic in Texas and the Gunner Jackpot, and he was also reserve champion at the Decatur Jackpot. Way to go, Wade. And Lindsay Fox had our reserve grand Arctic Hog at the Love County Junior Livestock Show. At this time, would Jim McCage, the local swine breeders, would you please come forward?
At this time, we'd like to ask Chris and his wife, Mark, to come with us for just a second. But she doesn't know that she didn't know it come.
I'm glad you did this, Jim. She's subscribed to me every year for a number of years that I've never given her information.
Right. As a lot of you know, we have a Tactical Swine Breeder Association, and Mr. Lemons is a big part of our success. We'd like to thank Mr. Lemons for all his hard work on ours and dedication. He has played a major role in our endeavors, and we consider him a valuable asset. Therefore, we want to extend it. We understand, though, that all the teachers in Tactical Public Schools are on the tag. So he might not get take advantage of this. We'd like to present that to him and Mark at this time.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. They're a great group to work with, a lot of true professionals, and I enjoy doing what I can for them. They've been very successful, brought a lot of recognition to our community through their efforts, and also really aided in the livestock projects of some of our young people at the same time, which was actually probably at the heart of some of the breeding programs. A little bit of livestock recognition at this time. Again, these young people need not come forward, except we want to recognize them for their efforts. Their recognition and rewards have already been seen this year through the premium sale flags and trophies that they won. We had a total of 49 premium sale animals at the county livestock show. We certainly want to appreciate, again, as we do every year, James Wade for his efforts in our premium sale. And you know, his efforts over the years has a lot of tenacity and staying power. Appreciate that. Linda Langston also, we thank her for assisting James some over the last few years. They really helped bring the money home for our young people. We had a total of $15,050 that we brought back from premium sale money alone, not even counting any market price for animals. Let's get those 49 animals, 9 round of applause. And from that group, we want to just mention a few people that really went to the top. Just saw Lindsay receive her jackets for exhibit and Sarah Graham Champion, Martin Hall at the county livestock show. We certainly thought that was better in her cap. And along with Lindsay, we had breed champions, work with the coach son. There's quite a few players this year that actually came on the free champion or reserve free champion. Poland was Jason Cage, free champion Scott, Brandon Roper. Their reserve free champions, the Burke was Crystal Mary, throughout Jason Cage, reserve champion Hampton, Crystal Mary, and reserve champion Cross, Mike Scott. All those reserve men, free champion, and reserve free champions that the county exhibit back favors. Give them a nice round of applause. Also, as most of you know, we have helped with our herdsmanship efforts in the county. We think this is a good effort that brings a little recognition to our community, a little pride in our livestock exhibition. We try to promote cleanliness in our inns and alleys, along with a little educational value in our exhibits. But we won the champion swine herding as well as the champion sheep herding. Our group did. Let's do it all of ourselves around the clock. It's really too long a list to get in all the jackpots and our efforts at the Central District Show. We had a nice group of the Central District Show this year and achieved a lot of success there, as well as in jackpots throughout the year. And we appreciate all those student members that work in the area of livestock and supervise projects. But that concludes our livestock recognition and discussion tonight. Thank you.
It is my honor to introduce our guest speaker for this evening. Very excited to have with us this truly outstanding and dynamic individual. Over the past 3 months, we have had the opportunity and pleasure to work with this individual as our student teacher here at Thackerville. Having served as Northwest District Vice President, he understands the integral workings of the FFA. He is currently employed by the National FFA Organization as a presenter of Made for Excellence conferences. He is currently attending Oklahoma State University and will graduate this week with a degree in agricultural education. Please welcome Mr. John Lashley.
Thanks, Dustin. God, you make me sound kind of important saying all those things about me, but it's true. It's true. I finally, after 5 years of college, I'm going to graduate from Oklahoma State University with an agriculture education degree. And I don't know, I might regret this saying it later, but Mr. Lemons, when I first got here, told me, he said, man, let me tell you, people are going to think you're crazy being an ag teacher. So, I mean, I've got that going for me right now anyway. But before I get into my presentation, I would kind of like to take a moment to recognize two very special people to me. Chris and Martha Lemons took me into their home and treated me like a son and a child. When coming to Thackerville, as a lot of you know, the housing, we don't get paid for what we do. It's out of our own pocket. And they took me in and didn't charge me rent. They didn't make me pay for food. They just totally opened up their arms and their hearts to me. And I would like to be able to give them a round of applause for that. I don't think that enough good things can be said. And I'll tell you one thing that I really like. See, I come from Freedom, Oklahoma, which is way up in the northwest. If I hold out my arm and you pretend this is the state, Freedom is in the armpit of the state. So it kind of gives you an idea of where I'm from. Now, it doesn't mean that it stinks. It doesn't mean that it's rotten or anything like that. It just that gives you kind of a landmark of where I'm from. But coming to Thackerville, see, I had 4 ag teachers in 5 years of ag. I started ag as an 8th grader and had 4 ag teachers. And so coming to Thackerville was really a treasure for me because I got to see a lot of tradition. Mr. Lemons has been the ag teacher here for 29 years. And as I was looking at the program tonight, I noticed the tradition that lies in the Thackerville FFA in the Ag Ed program. And for an example, you might not know it, but we have 3 generations of Chapter FFA Thackerville presidents that are in the room tonight. It's Mr. Bobby Scott, and then Dustin's brother Chuck, and then Dustin himself. And so, for me, coming from a really small town that was really struggling in the FFA and the Ag Ed program, that meant a lot to me as far as tradition. I'm an old school, traditional kind of guy. So I wanted to get those things out of the way before I really got into my presentation. Now, I've already had 2 people tell me that I need to limit this short because there's a ball game on TV tonight. But I also know, Randy, that the game started at 8:30, and according to my Walmart watch, it's now 8:45. So if you miss the game, it's not my fault, all right? So I want you guys to know that. But Dustin was right. I got elected state FFA vice president, and when I first got elected vice president, an elderly man told me, he said, John, You're going to do a lot of speaking. You're going to meet a lot of people. He said, I want to give you a little bit of advice. He said, I don't try to be one of those guys that tell everybody what to do. But if I tell you this and you take it to heart, it's really going to help you as you get down the road. He said, when you make a presentation or when you speak, he said, keep in mind of no issues, cheerleaders, skirt. Boy, two things really popped into my mind when he said that. I thought, the only two things I remember were cheerleader and skirt. And then he said, let me tell you why. He said, if you'll think of an OSU cheerleader skirt, he said, you make your presentation like that, you'll say, it'll be long enough to cover the main points, but short enough to keep everybody's attention. And I hope that I can do that for you guys tonight. Yeah, some of you think that you might get it for me. And I hope that I can do that for you tonight. I graduated from Freedom, Oklahoma in 1997. And graduated out of a class of 5. There were 40 kids in my high school. There were about 120 kids, K through 12, 350 people in my hometown. And people, you knew everybody there. You knew everything that went on. You thought Thackerville was small. Freedom, Oklahoma is the smallest community in the state of Oklahoma that is certified a town. But I graduated out of a class of 5 to make things harder. I was related to 2 of the people in my class. So 3 of us were related. We were family. That left 2 that weren't, and made trying to get a date for Friday and Saturday night extremely hard. Plus, the closest town on my way was 28 miles. So you were looking at almost a 50-mile round trip if you were going to try to get a date with a girl, guys. And let me tell you, that's hard. Okay? Driving 50 miles at 16 years old. Graduated out of class of 5. And I'll tell you the thing that really sticks out in my mind the most was that I graduated 5th out of class of 5. But I guess you could say that I was in the top 5 percentile, if you wanted to. I graduated 5th out of a class of 5. My overall GPA was a 3.4. Wasn't the smartest kid in the school. I made a whopping 20 on the ACT. And guys, I wanted to go to Oklahoma State University. I wanted to go so bad I couldn't stand it, but I couldn't. My grades weren't good enough. My ACT was too low, and my class ranking was too short. So I had to go to, no pun intended, I had to go to a junior college. And I went to junior college for a year and a half because I wanted to go to Oklahoma State University. Let me tell you the reason I ended up in Oklahoma. See, my mom remarried an Okie. I'm really a Texan at heart. I was born in Austin, Texas, and we were visiting a little bit ago with some people, and I told them that I am a Longhorn fan. There you go. Brother, not what's up. I am a Longhorn fan. So I'm originally from Texas. My mom remarried an Okie, and we moved to Freedom, Oklahoma in 1990. And unfortunately, my dad couldn't come with us. He had to stay in Texas. And a lot of it's things, as I see in society and I see in the world today, broken homes are not that uncommon anymore. It seems like 50%. You know, every kid in my graduating class except one came from a broken home. Which really, you know, it puzzles me a little bit as to why. But I came from a broken home, moved to Freedom, Oklahoma. My dad stayed in Texas, and if you've ever been in that situation, if you've ever had to leave a parent behind, especially a young boy at 10 years old, leaving your dad behind and just started getting fishing, hunting, playing ball, man, this time of year we were throwing the baseball around, I had to leave my dad behind. And that really bothered me at first. I got involved in the FFA, I found my niche, I found what it was that I thought that I wanted to do in my life. But you know, it never seemed that how far I got from my dad, and how far away that, you know, hundreds of miles away it was, that our relationship never got weak, it never struggled, it never got shaky. And so even, I guess you could say that with the miles that separated us, it made our relationship that much stronger. So I'm pretty lucky in that aspect. But as I evaluate that, I think about it, you know, we have a lot of relationships in society. We have relationships with our coworkers, we have relationships with our parents, we have relationships with our peers, we have relationships with people of the opposite sex. And the thing that I want to kind of portray to you tonight is this. In these relationships that we have in society, let's start with the opposite sex. And when I talk about these relationships, I'm going to talk about a clean, strong, and solid relationship. Now guys, when I say clean relationship and I say the opposite sex, that means that immoral, okay, lustful sexual things are completely out of the picture. We're talking about clean, strong, and solid relationships in society. And we're going to start with people of the opposite sex. Guys, when you want to go out with a girl, or when you want to date somebody, when you first meet somebody, and imagine to yourself that you sit at a table, and you're sitting across from that person at the table, and you're going to leave all your baggage on the floor, all of the negative things about you, and you're going to set all of your goods up on the table. And the other person's going to do that as well, so that you can see the good things that each other have to offer. Okay? So you're sitting at a table with a member of the opposite sex, somebody that you possibly would like to marry someday, and you've got all these goods, all the good things that you have to offer are sitting on the table. So with a member of the opposite sex sitting there, possibly, if it's not your wife, someday the woman that you're going to marry, or ladies, the man that you're going to marry. And then next, we're going to put your classmates in those chairs. And we're going to have you bring all the good things that they have to offer and put them in front of you. Mind you, we're leaving the baggage on the floor. Okay? The next comes your coworkers, or your friends, or your peers, maybe people that aren't your classmates. And you're going to take all these good things that you have to offer, and you're going to lay them on the table. And then the last thing is going to be your family. So you've got members of the opposite sex, you've got people you go to class with, you've got people that you work with, and then lastly, you've got your family. Sitting across from you is this table. And then you lay all your good things up on this table, and you lay them out. And you're evaluating these good things. And here's the question that I'll challenge you with. What good things, as you're sitting across from that table from your friends, your family, your peers, your coworkers, what good things do you bring to the table? What things do you have to offer in a relationship that anybody would desire? And think about it for a second. Because a lot of times we tend to be center-focused. We tend to focus on ourselves instead of on the people around us. Instead of, we have a servant's heart or a server's heart. We want people to serve us instead of having a servant's heart. So I want to challenge you with that. Think to yourself, if you're sitting at a table with all these people sitting across from you, what do you have to bring to those relationships that people would desire? When you start talking about relationships, I evaluated a lot of relationships that I had in my life with my parents and my brothers and my friends and things. And I'll tell you one relationship that I never thought that I would have, or I knew that I might have someday, but it never dawned on me, and that was a teacher-student relationship. And I remember my first day here, my first crack out of the box, the first time I realized that I was going to have a teacher-student relationship, and that was when I sat down next to Chad, our 5th hour Ag 2 class. Chad, very honest, young man, very sincere. He looked at me the first day of class. He says, Mr. Lassen, and a lot of you might know this story. He said, Mr. Lassen, can I ask you a personal question? I said, sure, Chad, fire away. I'm brand new, mind you, fresh, out of college, think I know a lot of things. Nothing could prepare me for the question that Chad Gilchrist asked me. He said, were you born with your face messed up like that, or something happened? I said, well, Chad, I guess I had to be born this way because, I don't remember anything happening to me. Well, I didn't tell Mr. Lemons and I didn't tell the students this, but as 5th hour was leaving and 6th hour was coming in, I went to the bathroom and I looked. I thought, man, what is he looking at? He's a pretty good-looking guy. No, that's not important to Chad. So, at my first day here, I really thought, golly, things are going to be rough. And I began to evaluate myself as an instructor. What do I have to bring to students in our teacher-student relationship? And as as my 3 months progressed, I only had a 3-month period to be here. As my year progressed, and at the end of the year, just last week, we went to State of Faith Division. And as we were sitting there, and as we were on Courtesy Corps, there only had 5 members on Courtesy Corps. After the Courtesy Corps session, the session that Corps was over, it was the job of those Courtesy Corps members to kind of clean up and to pick up things. And so I was visiting with Chad, and Chad had a really neat experience while he was there. The National FFA officer, the Southern Region Vice President representing the National FFA was there. And he started visiting with Chad before he went on the big stage in front of the whole convention. He started visiting with Chad. And Chad started telling him about his surgery and how he was ready to go through it so that maybe he could better himself as he got down the road. And I guess it really touched this national officer. And just minutes before he gets on stage, this national officer meets Chad. And while he's on stage, he takes time, and people like that, he talks 5 or 10 minutes about Chad, and about how he overcomes adversity every day when he gets out of bed. How he struggles with things that a lot of people never even think about or do with, kind of out of sight, out of mind. And I really impressed that national officer, and that meant a lot to Chad. He sat in that chair, and he shed tears. He cried because someone took time out of their life to recognize him and to visit with him. Well, after that session was over, and I was kind of dancing with Chad. They had some music. And while the Courtesy Corps members were cleaning up, I was pushing Chad around in his wheelchair. I thought, what would be neat? I thought, we need to get Chad up on stage. That'd be really cool. So I wheeled him up, and there's no ramp that goes up on the big stage. It's only chairs. So I talked to some of the staff guys that are there working at a convention, and we physically pick up Chad's chair, and we roll him up. We pick him up, we get him up on stage, and I push him out. And Mr. Lemons, he takes our picture, and we pose in front of the stage like we're really important. And he takes our picture. And we wheeled around and looked and saw where the state chorus that sang at the Capitol just the day before, where they stood and where they sang. I mean, it was a really neat experience to get to be on the big stage. And so we got Chad down, we left, and the very next day, or maybe it was later on that day, Terry told me, she said, man, John or Miss Baskin, she said, I don't really know what it was, but she said, Chad can't quit talking about, the national officer calling me for one thing, but also getting up on the big stage. She said, that meant a lot to him. And I began to think, I don't know why. I guess it just represents, it shows you the little things are the important things in life. But I couldn't think, why did getting on the big stage mean so much to Chad? And I stood there and looked, I was standing right beside him, and I stood on that stage before. And what I didn't tell Chad is that even though that Coliseum would have been full, when those lights are on, they're shining in your eyes, you can't see who's there. It's like staring in the headlights. You can't see those people. And there's thousands of people out there. It's like staring in the light. You don't know. And Chad doesn't know that. But what Chad does know is he was standing on that stage and he's looking across that empty Coliseum. There was not a single delegate representing the state of Oklahoma sitting on the floor. And there was not a single person occupying those seats. It was virtually empty, it was still, and it was quiet. The only motion or action that was going on were the courtesy corps members cleaning up a little bit over on the side, putting some signs and some chairs, and just a handful of staff who were cleaning up and getting ready for the next session. And I began to think, with an empty, quiet, still Coliseum, where there was virtually no people to look at Chad, or were chanting Chad's name, or doing anything for Chad, why did that mean so much to me? And then it dawned on me, it wasn't the people that Chad was standing in front of, and it wasn't the people that were looking up at Chad, chanting Chad's name, that made that experience for Chad special. It was the people that were standing next to Chad, and the people that were standing behind Chad. You see, it was the state staff that helped me, or assisted me getting Chad's chair on the stage. And then me standing next to Chad. And that really meant a lot to me, because it wasn't the people that were chanting Chad's name, and it wasn't the people that were looking at Chad, and it wasn't Chad getting to stand on the big stage with the lights shining on him, and him looking across these thousands of Oklahoma FFA members being represented. He stood on an empty, quiet stage in his wheelchair and looked across the floor. And it really dawned on me then what I have to bring to my teachers, to their relationship. And that's to try to seek out those little things to help those students, to make them better people. And so I would challenge you with this. And some of us, Danny, have already talked about it a little bit. As I said, it wasn't the people that Chad was looking at, and it wasn't the people that were looking at Chad and the recognition that he was receiving. It was the people that he was surrounded by. It was the people that were standing beside him and behind him that made that experience so special. A lot of times we get that celebrity mentality in life where we want to be famous. I used to think, what is it that I could do to make John Lashley famous? What is it that I could do that would get me on the E! Channel and people would tell my biography? And then I realized that that's not the important things of life. But it's how we deal with our everyday people. It's how we meet those people that we see every day. It's how we handle or how we meet or how we treat those Chad Gilchrist in life where you have no idea the things that go through that person's mind. That's the thing that's going to make you a special person. They don't have to put your biography on the E! Channel. But by treating people right, about being supportive of other people, not just handicapped people like Chad, but people that you see every day, that's what's going to make you a special person. And that's what's going to make you a celebrity in life. It's not the status people, but it's how you treat others that's going to make you special in life. And I'll leave you with this. In the FFA, we are stationed not by the setting sun, but by the rising sun. And that's at the President's Station. And the reason that we are stationed by the rising sun and not by the setting sun is simple. It's because no matter what you've got in your past, no matter the skeletons that you have in your closet, no matter if you drank so much or shot so much or snorted so much or burned so many down or stole so much or lied so much, or that you feel like your reputation because you've given to so many people or so many, that you feel like that you have nothing to offer. That's the special thing about the FFA people. It's being stationed by the setting sun. It doesn't matter what's in your past. That with the rising sun is not only a symbol of a new era in agriculture, but it's also a symbol of a new day. So you can essentially die to those old habits, die to those old ways, die to those miserable old ways, and with the rising sun of a new day, be that person that you've always wanted to be. Put a smile on your face and love in your heart, people, and be happy. Because a preacher once told me, if you've got a smile on your face, the devil can't take your good stuff. And Lord knows you don't have enough good stuff to give away as it is. So remember that. No matter the stuff that's in your past, with the rising sun of a new day, make tomorrow your day. So with the rising sun of a new day, you can start being that person that you stop dreaming about being that person you've always wanted to be. And man, put those things into action and start being that person that you've always wanted to be. So that you can treat those special people like they need to be treated. I tell you, a lot of times I get labels as past, failed. 1997, 98, that was 5 years ago. But I would trade that any day on my resume as the 2002 student teacher at the FFA. I've heard a lot of horror stories over the last 2 days of people getting broke up with their fiance, their pickup getting egged, the tires getting flattened, a lot of different things. And my experience here with my living situations, with the students that I had to deal with, I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. The place that I live, the students that I work with, and it's because the things that I talked about tonight, they taught me. You know, I'm here to teach these people, but they taught me really about how to live my life and how to treat people. And so, and the administration and the teachers and the community support that these people have to offer. You guys are truly a special group of people, and I thank you for allowing me to come into your home and your banquet tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Lashley, we appreciate those kind words and thoughts. I would now like to call Tracy Jones forward to present this evening.
Career development events are team competitions. Classroom instructions come alive as students use their skills in a competitive setting. City Games help the development of technical knowledge, judgment, reasoning, and sportsmanship. This year participated in a variety of events from the OSU Victory Field Day, the pasture and range contest, green egg quiz, creed speaking contest, and as well the meat judgment contest and agricultural meat mechanics competition. First, with the OSU Victory Field Day, where we competed in livestock judging competition. Those attended were myself, Tracy Jones, Bonnie Scott, Emily Muckers, and Randy Scott. Will these students please come forward? Please give them a round of applause. We had a very successful pasture and range contest for our chapter members this year. We had the first place senior team as well as the first place junior team. Senior team members were Bonnie Scott, Jamie Haynes, Brandon Sampson. Would these members please come forward? From this senior team, we had the first high individual in the entire county, Bonnie Scott. We also had the second high individual in the county, Jamie Haynes. Would you please join me in a round of applause for these individuals? As well as having the first place senior team in the contest, our chapter also had the first place junior team. The first place junior team was composed of Phoebe Dawson, Rebecca Wester, Leslie Krushmeyer, and Bobby McKnight. Would the junior team please come forward? From this junior team, we also had a high individual in the county. In the junior contest, Leslie Krushmeyer was the high individual and Bobby McKnight was the third high individual. Please join me in a final round of applause for our pasture and range contest winners. Next, we would like to recognize the meat judging contest. Our chapter at Cameron University at Lawton, Nikki Powers, Randy Scott, and Sam Wester. Please give them a round of applause.
overall excellent job, Leslie. We are also very proud of Athens, who did a good job as well. Would Leslie and Athens please come forward? This concludes recognition of our CDE contest. Thank you for your efforts. Bonnie, please come forward.
We would like to announce the top 10 salesmen for our 2001-2002 school year in our product sales. These members sold a combined total of $16,423 a year. This was a $465 average per student. Our members devote a great deal of time and effort towards our product sale each year. Members do a great job during these sales using their human relations, accounting skills, and communication skills. Our chapter appreciates their dedication and assistance in helping finance our chapter's activity each year. We would also like to thank everyone in our community who supports our sales each year. It is obvious that we could not have a successful sale without it. At this time, we will recognize our top 10 salesmen. Please hold your applause until all winners are announced. In the 10th position, selling $361.50 is Leslie Kretschmeyer. Please, Leslie, come forward. In the 9th position, selling $375 is Dana Aronov. In the 8th position, selling $420 is Chad Kilgrew. In the 7th seat, selling $617.50, Crystal Maggard. In the 6th position, selling $692.50, Stevie Dobson. In the 5th, selling $717.50, is Tracy Jones. In the 4th spot, selling $764, is Aaron Brandel. In 3rd, selling $1,029.50, J.D. Haynes. In the 2nd seat, selling $1,459, is Lindsay Fox. And in the 1st position, again this year, with an outstanding total of $3,587.50, is Dustin Scott. Okay. Now I would like to ask Mr. Lemon to return to the mic for our special awards.
I'd like to ask Dustin and Lindsay to stay here just a moment. Lindsay's leaving us this year, you know. She is receiving a Super Salesman Award for her efforts over the last 3 years. We really appreciate her helping finance our chapter activities. But with a total over her 3 years of almost $5,000, we would like to present her with this plaque as a Super Salesman, $4,580 over 3 years. Thank you, Lindsay. And Dustin, as you just heard, he may get one of these next year, but he has really been productive over already. This is the 3rd year. This year, by himself, single-handedly, again winning our product sales, $3,587. I think he's deserving of a Super Salesman. Senator Crutchfield, I know I talked to you a little earlier, introduced you to Mr. Lashley. Certainly glad you had the opportunity to hear him tonight. Glad he had the opportunity to meet you. He is a And at this time, a couple of special awards, one Workforce of the Year awards. Chris will have those in hand. These two young men winning the Workforce Award, they've certainly been won by young women also, but a young man that came to us just this year. He has helped a lot of members, helped people in the community, helped our chapter in many different ways, and really helped himself this year also. But one of my Workforce of the Year goes to Brandon Rowe. And as I'm sure you have witnessed tonight, we put a lot of pressure on Dustin as our chapter president. He's a leader in our chapter, in our school, in our community, and it certainly makes my job easier. His officer team done a great job throughout the year. He leads that team, and he is one of the other workhorses, and Dustin will come forward. Great.